CPC Gamer, what are you doing back in Course 8? This isn't Stove Canyon. And the border's blue. This doesn't add up at all. Well, I mentioned how you can stand on those daggers to make little platforms the last time I was here. And as soon as this guy turns around and aggroes properly, there you go. You can even go up on the right-hand side. And check it out! I found a secret exit! Now you can also get up here by flying right from that hard box. The recoil knocks you back up onto that little platform back there. And to be fair, this isn't really much of a secret exit. I mean, they show you how to use the dagger platforms, and they put a little arrow to point you upwards to the door. Oh yeah, and you can see the secret exit from the world map. Anyway, this is Sherbet Land. It's apparently the game's worst kept secret. It's in the manual and everything. Oh, and there's also a clue when you get to Stove Canyon. Because Mount Teapot ends on course 13, Stove Canyon begins on course 20, you have to figure the 7 missing courses somewhere, right? Now, this level is one of my favourites, design-wise. Because you've got the high-up, starry background, and the very slow, minimalist music. It all creates a very cold and spacious atmosphere. And it's perfect for the first stage of the Ice World. And if I remember rightly, there's some really clever level designs just in this particular world as a whole. I mean, since it's the bonus world, and there's no particularly rigid formula, they got kind of creative with the layout of various things. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to come here before carrying on with the game proper. This is one of my favourite worlds on the cartridge, and I don't need the checkpoint. I assume. Although just watch, now that I've passed up on the checkpoint, I will die to the first stupid enemy, and I'll have to do this entire stage again, but without the bunny hat. Well, I suppose I could do that. Not like I'm abusing the bunny hat. You can, if you like. I mean, 90% of the levels you can just hop up and fly over the... Well, that was stupid. But that's fine, because now I get to play the levels properly and without... You know, the thing. Whoa! I remember this bit. It's a stream of awkward time jumps and you have to avoid the platforms and the birds. Try to remember how to speak. Although, you know, I do like how, in the background, you can see rope supports, both for the bridge parts and the coins. And the fact that they are dimmed, so they're part of the background. I mean, there's a lot of unique assets on this stage, and I can appreciate when a game, especially easy now, especially when a cartridge game does that. Because, I mean, this game's... I don't know how big this game is, but it's a Game Boy game, so just over a megabyte, I reckon. Using space for unique assets? Very rare, pretty awesome. Now this stage is where the level gets kinda complicated. And I still didn't figure out what to call each of these things. I mean, each level is called a course internally, which I think is a meal pun, because the whole game is food-themed. Anyways, this stage has a secret exit. And there's another one that has a secret exit a bit later on. So, rather than being a straight line like the other stages, Sherbet Land is a little mesh. And mercifully, it's the only one that has ice physics. I mean, you've seen how Wario's floaty and awkward at the best of times. Ice physics do not help in the slightest. Now, this hedgehog enemy is unique to Sherbet Land. If you jump on them, they shoot their spines outward, and that kinda hurts. You can't just bump them out the way. Or ram them out the way if you want. I mean, this is one of the reasons that I like Wario Land as much as I do. And Wario as a character. I mean, this game was about the first game that tickled that little reptile part in the back of my brain. I think it's the angular gyrus. Whatever. It's the bit that says, when you are presented with a puzzle, just smash it to pieces. Brute force option is easy mode. And it's also, I think, because Wario's got more personality. I mean, some personality, because the other guy's got nothing. And Wario has just stumbled upon this guy. This guy's called Gura Gura, and we saw him in episode 1, but now we get to smack him around. I love it! I mean, it perfectly demonstrates what I like about this game. Mario hangs out, collects coins, collects points. Wario picks up his enemies and shakes them down for the lunch money. And I'm pretty sure that became an actual function in the Wii game, because video games aren't video games unless they give you some kind of carpal tunnel. I'm not going to go that way. And I love it when the sound effects line up like that. I mean, there is some super spooky stuff through this door, apparently. Or just a switch. Whatever. Having flipped the switch, the little barricades have gone. So we can progress through to the level exit. But, you know something? I'm not going to do that, because the switches have made another change to the level. If we head this way, there's a secret staircase. Now, there is a little clue that this stairway is here. You might have caught it earlier. We found one of the coins in the little run when we jumped off the top of the screen. Come on now! Jeez. I mean, the ice physics in this game are bad enough on their own. But you add the super speed with the bunny hat? Did I just see the level edges? Oh, yes I did! Again, the wonders of ancient technology! And that's actually one of the guiding designs behind the Game Boy console. And a few other things, actually. Lateral thinking with ancient technology. Making the most of what you can get your hands on, you know? And I actually think that's a really nice philosophy. And it kind of, like, encapsulates the start of my gaming experience, I feel. Especially since I played a lot of Rogue as a child. A game comprised entirely out of letters and punctuation. It was on an old, decommissioned hospital computer as well. Like, it's always amazing to me, the human capacity for just screwing around and goofing off. This was not the way that I meant to go, but... ah, heck, we'll show off course 17, why not? Oh, and I will also show off this guy. He's a furious thundercloud, and he drops lightning on you. If you can get the lightning to hit an enemy, then they explode into a 10 coin. He can't be killed himself, and he will follow you for as long as he can. Although with that said, he can't go indoors, so at the very least we got that going for us. And incidentally, that is why Marvel's Sentinels would never be a credible threat, because as soon as somebody worked out, go inside literally any structure, then they'd become unable to catch their target. Or, they'd become giant wrecking balls, and frankly nobody would stand paying for either one. And I'm a smart guy with smart ideas, by the way, because I meant to charge that bear with a dagger, because of reasons too complicated and amazing to explain to you right now. So... you know, that's weird. This is not the room that I thought it would be. I mean, it's fine, because I know what room it is, it's just... not what I had thought. I remember that. I have to take this key to the room that I thought I was going to just now, and that's where the treasure is. That is a good sentence that makes sense. Shut up. Whoa, jeez. I am a little bit on edge right now. I mean, the wacky jump physics do not help me. Neither do these pterodactyls, or whatever they're called. Now, is this where I'm going? I think so. Either way, let me show off this thing. When you hold a key, you are practically invincible. I mean, I think it's a quirk in the game physics, because it tries to bounce the enemies up, and that makes them hit the key, which knocks them out, but... yeah, I meant to come here for the coins. Yep. That is what I meant to do. Ah, yes, now this... it's where you're going to need to use the duck jump maneuver. And as a child, I called it the burger jump. I guess I figured Wario looked like a burger on a 3-inch screen? I don't know. I forget my exact reasons why, but I do remember that burger jump was my dumb idiot word for whatever's going on right now. Do I want a bunny helmet? Not right now, I don't think. Ah, now this is the room I'm thinking of. This device is called a floater. and when you step on it, it will move in the direction of the arrow. You can jump again to make the arrow rotate. The idea being that you guide it through the little coin trail that I'm completely ignoring because I'm going to play it safe. And I'm going to collect... I'm not entirely sure what that is, to be entirely honest with you. Oh, but it goes in slot E. I've missed one. No matter, I'll find it sooner or later. And I skipped the coin trail mostly because I hate jumping on those little platforms. They're too small and they move around a lot. They put me on edge. But you know, I do love the layout of this stage. I mean, this is one of those examples of world building that I did when I was younger. Like, why are there 3 towers in the middle of a glacier? Who put them there? Why are they abandoned? All things that I probably wrote about in hugely geeky and adorable ways. Alright, come on, Pinwheel, you're making this harder than it needs to be. Oh, it's that guy! I did not know he showed up in Sherbetland. I thought he was just there for the ocean levels. Come on now. You know, something that I feel will be my undoing in this game is my desire to just blaze through the game and show off what a cool guy I can be when I put my mind to it. I can't help it. I get that way when I'm playing games I love. I have to show off all the tricks that I used to do. I'm not the best, though. But have you seen the speedrun of this game? It's like 20 minutes long. It took me that long to get through the first world. And apparently this is the boss stage. Okay, I thought that was on the other side of the map, but... okay, we're doing this now. I mean, one of the advantages of doing the secret world like this is you can just take the levels in pretty much whatever order you come to them, it doesn't really matter. You know, I could have sworn there was something behind there. I'm sure there's 100 coins somewhere in this level, but I can't remember, and I'm really surprised that that's not where it is. I actually thought I remembered. You see, usually when I record a game, I'll play through it first, just to see that I know what I'm doing. Find markers for all the secret content, come up with, like, joke cues and whatever. Not this time. I've just put this in, fired it up, and here we are, and I am not taking that route. Killer pencils are not worth dealing with, I don't feel. What hit me? Oh, that little hermit crab thing, obviously, but I thought I was out of its hitbox. I'm going to use a checkpoint for this one. I mean, I might die during the upcoming section, and I would sooner not risk it. But at least we're given a jet helmet to help with maneuverability. And I am liking the fact that the spikes are in the alternative sprite colours. I think there was meant to be one there? Or maybe not. I wonder why the horizontal ones can't overlap coins, but the vertical ones can. Some sort of sprite limitation? I don't know. And this is not where I thought I would be. But there is a hidden thing right there. Oh, this isn't good. The boss is in the very next room. And they haven't hidden me a power up there or anything. But that's okay, because this is an easy enough boss. The technique to defeating him is to go through this door right here. Go through the door and bravely run away. I mean, you could use the actual strategy, which is to jump on his head 3 times, but it's a lot easier if you hurry through the door right there. If you do beat him properly, though, you get a barrage of 3-ups rather than coins, because that penguin boss can be fought as many times as you like. And we're not done yet, we're going to head back and finish the job. Off camera. So I will see you in a little while. And that's how I almost died the 16th time! Which, incidentally, is a perfect segue back to where I cut the video. The penguin boss is called Hiniari, which is a Japanese word that means cool. As in, cold, not good. I mean, it makes sense, right? Being the ice world and all. Okay, let's position myself properly so I can go through the main exit. It's amazing how quickly you relearn the trick to navigating the ice. Whenever you jump, your inertia resets, so it's often easier to just, bunny hop into the position that you need. Okay, back to the overworld. And, well, you see, this one has a hidden exit too. Will we be showing off both? Very probably, given my urge to show off as much as I can in this thing. Where on earth does this key go? This one might take a while, folks. Although with that said, it is amazing to me how much of this is coming back, and how quickly it's happening. I mean, I guess I played this thing so many times as a kid that it's burned into the back of my head, and I can't unlearn it. It's like riding a bike or something. Oh, and speaking of, I want to say the chest is inside these blocks. Very possibly. Seems like there's a bit of awkward platforming, and that's... Yep, there it is. I was gonna say, awkward platforming is the risk you would need to take this, so... Let's see what we have. It's a shield. Are the outside edges of that cross transparent? No, they aren't! You could not see the background through that. And just... imagine that I got that in the correct order, and... you'll be fine. Oh hey, and now... I can jet through the puzzle. That's what I think of your ice physics platforming game. I suppose thinking on, another clue to the fact that you missed the world would be the fact that you missed a bunch of treasures. Like, each treasure's letter corresponds to the order in which you are meant to find them. So A is on course 3, B is on 7. I think I've missed something somewhere. Alright, let's... Come on, Andy! There we go. There is a very brief delay between pressing up and the game registering that you did that, so... I keep hitting B and then jetting off. Our treasure chest is looking pretty good right about now. Nowhere near as full as it can get, but... it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the end. Now, I've got no idea what's happening in this stage, because I thought this one was the boss stage. So... yeah, and it's a treasure stage as well. How wonderful. I'm going to leave that power up there. I will probably need it on the way back. And I like that we're doing a variation on a theme, too. Like, the game is presenting with a door, tasking you with finding the key. It's... pretty clever. I thought that's what we had to do. I would put money on there being a key up here. I think after a little Donkey Kong kind of a stage, if I remember correctly. Or maybe not. I think you'll find that as I go through this game, I know the first few worlds inside out, but the further I go on, the less I remember and the worse I do. Or not, because I seem to be doing alright so far, right? He says as he fails at getting through the door, and yes indeed, this is the part that, to my eye, was very much like Donkey Kong. And this is a really nice background. I'm sure we get to see some more of that as we go on through the stage. Anyway, yeah, this right here, Donkey Kong stage. 25 meters, specifically. And, let me tell you, it is crazy difficult if you didn't bring a jetpack. How do I get that key? Oh. Well, alright then. That's a little unintuitive from a design standpoint. I mean, there's nothing to suggest that those blocks will vanish if you hit the exclamation switch. But, whatever, there you go. Oh, crackles, and I forgot about those guys. But that's why I left the power-up right at the start of the stage. I'm a prophetic Dan. Or I can recognize patterns in my own playing skill. Oh, it's a genie lamp! Right, oh yeah, now, I want you to keep this in mind. I won't tell you why, or when it will become important, just remember that we have a genie lamp. Got it? Good. Now, let's play the rest of this dumb level in... Was that half the time we were given at the start of the stage? Getting my words mixed up again. I am not making this easy on myself. I completely forgot that I'd reset the switches by getting that treasure. And you know what? Yep, right there. This horned helmet is gonna be the death of me. I mean, maybe not in this spike pit, but one of them. So, I'm gonna grab that bunny hat. I'm pretty sure that there's a trap, and there's a bit coming up where you need to do the ground pound, but Jet Helmet wins. Oh, and yeah, there it is. I always did that, playing this when I was younger as well. You get the jet, immediately regret not being able to go through the mystery door. So, do you know something? I'm gonna get that garlic. I'm gonna go through that door now. It's funny how I remember that blocked off door like 20 years later, and I still fell for it. Alright, what do you got, mystery room? Coins and a checkpoint. That's not too bad. You know, I will say to you... What was that, 16 coins? Yeah, I'll say to you what I said to my customers. It shouldn't impress me when I do basic maths, like 4 times 4, but it always does. Especially since that was a 4 times table. I mean, I could never do that one. And as you see just now, if you do the ground pound, it screws with the physics a little. If you start to charge, you will stop right away. If you jump, you will drop to the ground right away. If you crawl, you will stop, and that means you can stand up in little one-tile tunnels, and I am not messing with this guy. Off I go! Like, Tiny Wario is meant to have the same kind of enemy interaction as Big Wario, but a lot of the time it just doesn't work out that way. And when that happens, I freak out and run away. Am I gonna skip ahead for this part? I don't think so. See if I can be interesting for the first half of this stage again. Also, that box is empty because it contained the key first time round, and now I've used it, there's no need to fill it. I mean, I think that's a shame. Like, let's put a key or something in there, right? Though, to be fair, if this is built on top of a Metroid engine, it would make sense that unique items don't respawn. And while I'm on the topic, the treasure items count as enemies when they're on the map. And it's actually possible to pick it up before it's properly spawned, which will trap it in the level geometry and kill it. So not only do you pick up the treasure, you get a heart for the effort. I mean, I'll try to show it off before the end of the playthrough, but you need the dragon helmet to get it, and I think there's only like 2 or 3 treasures where that naturally happens. I'll do my best. I'll do my best. I mean, there is a debug mode that lets you pick your power up, but I don't want to do that. If it happens at all, it will happen organically. And again, that's what I was saying with Oni-chan Bara. I mean, it's a dumb little bug anyways. Which, come to think of it, I don't know how I discovered. I don't know how I discovered most of the things in this game. Although I do remember this, you can use the diagonal jump, or the rabbit helmet if you have one, to just skip this last part of the level. Unless you're a plonker like me and bounce off the door and destroy that platform, but that's alright. It means I can go ahead and show off the rest of the level like a good professional LPer would. Oh man, it's a switch. Who knew? Although I like the background. That looks happier than it has any background layer. Any background layer has any right to be. And in turn, that reminds me I need to take a closer look at these videos when I'm done with this, because the dragon helmet always look kind of cross-eyed to me. And I'm sure that can't be right. Or maybe it is. I mean, maybe it's every bit as goofy and silly as the guy who's wearing it. In any case, that'll be it for Sherbet Land. So join us next time when I stop screwing around and continue the game proper. And until next time, goodbye!